Second Cup is brought to you by Roswell Park Comprehensive Care Center.
It's finally Friday. Good morning to you. It's 8 o'clock on the start of your Friday. Welcome to Second Cup. Today, also, Go Red for Women Day.
Yay. Finally something for the women.
Seriously.
That's what I always give them a hard time about. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're glad to have you with us on this Friday.
Okay, so we're joined by a special guest, Linda Marino. She is actually a cardiac arrest survivor. And when you consider the idea about Go Red for Women and then understand the reason why, I mean, your case in point, you're living proof of why this day is so important.
It is. I mean, and thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome.
Yeah. I've been sharing my story, I guess, for the 10 years since my cardiac arrest happened, and surviving that day. I mean, my why is to share my story, to help bring an end. Heart disease remains the #1 killer of women, more than all cancers combined. And you know, my story, can I share my story?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yeah. So take
Okay.
us back to that day.
Yes.
What happened? Were you ever aware anything was going to happen? You know, talk us through all of that.
So I knew I had a heart condition. I actually was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy years prior.
Which is what?
My condition is genetic. It can be caused by different reasons, but there's what I call both plumbing issues and electrical issues in my heart. So my heart muscle was enlarged, meaning the amount of blood flow to my body was reduced. In addition, so that's what I call kind of the plumbing of my heart. Nothing that diet, exercise, was really going to change. Then structurally, the fibers in my heart cause the electrical system to malfunction, which is actually what a cardiac arrest is. It's not, a lot of people confuse a heart attack with a cardiac arrest, but that day, my electrical function of my heart went haywire, basically. And I was driving my car.
Oh my
So,
God.
Katie, you're a new mom. You can understand this. So I had my 2-year-old in the back seat, and my son was at home with my husband. At the time, he was 6 months old. I had some complications after pregnancy that, looking back, may have, led to the cardiac arrest. But as a new mom with a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old, you're not even paying attention to much more than day-to-day, what do you have to do to get out the door and feed your family? So,
yeah, and you're thinking anytime anything happens, you're like, I'm just tired.
I'm tired.
I've been up with the I'm tired. Yeah.
And I didn't want to believe that there was anything wrong with me either. Being diagnosed in your mid-20s with a heart condition, I was like, I'm fine. I exercised. I lived my life. Nothing, it didn't change me until that day. And I was on Transit Road, actually coming from Lockport back to my home in East Amherst, and I suffered the cardiac arrest while I was driving my car. It was a busy Saturday afternoon.
Oh my God.
With your child in the
with
back seat.
Claire in the back seat. Now, of course, this is the story as it's been told to me. So I don't remember much about that day. I did grocery shop and stopped and did a little more shopping, but driving my car, suffered the cardiac arrest. The man behind me had noticed, this is really strange. This car is going really slow. There's no brake lights on. It's a busy Saturday afternoon. So he was on the phone with his sister, pulled next to my vehicle, and didn't see me because I was slumped over.
Behind the wheel.
Behind the wheel. My daughter in the back seat was crying. So he actually pulled off the side of the road and ran my car down. At the time, my car, I drove a Subaru, the door opened. So he was able to open my door and bring my car to a stop.
Oh my
Wow.
Mind you, at this point in time, he wasn't really able to do much more physically because he has some health issues as well, but he was able to run my car down that day. There was a couple pumping gas across 4 lanes of traffic on Transit Road that must have witnessed this, came to my rescue because the gentleman got me out of the car, and as a retired veterinarian, he knew CPR. Didn't hesitate, got me on the ground, started performing CPR. The 911 was called, and there happened to be a sheriff nearby. That sheriff had a defibrillator in his vehicle. So the gentleman that was doing CPR said my lips were blue. I had no pulse.
Right.
But that defibrillator had to fire multiple times that day
To fix the electrical in your heart.
to try to restart the heart in a normal rhythm. So fast forward 3 days later, after my family was warned I may not wake up with brain function, no one knew how long I was without oxygen.
Oh my gosh.
I started to wake up and started to begin my healing journey that truly 10 years later is still quite a journey. But
Wow.
But here you are 10 years later because of two things in particular. Number one,
yes,
somebody knew CPR.
Mhm.
yes,
And number two, that defibrillator, which
Exactly.
truly saves lives.
absolutely.
So what do you want people to know about that? What do you want people to know about CPR knowledge and, being able to run for that machine that literally saved your life?
I have even, hammered this into my children since they were young. It is so easy to help participate in saving a life. I mean, you can be the one calling for help.
Mhm.
You can be the one, finding the defibrillator. You can, if you can't perform CPR, take a class. You can go to the American Heart Association website and see a listing of classes that are offered all the time. But, the good news is that there are more AEDs accessible.
Yes.
I'm at my child's concert and there's an announcement, the AED is located outside the
Wow.
hallway.
So important.
I just want to stand up and clap because these are the things that are starting to happen. But certainly, I think the most important thing we can all do as good human beings is learn CPR. It's so simple.
Very
Absolutely.
right.
It really is. And you can take a class. You can also even just go online
Watch a
and
video.
watch a video. Absolutely.
Right.
Now, okay, so I know you had, previously diagnosed conditions,
Correct.
but we see this happening with young people too.
Damar Hamlin.
With Damar Hamlin, we talk about how about in schools. So can you speak to the importance of, and then let's say I'm running an organization, I'm a Girl Scout troop leader, I'm something along these lines.
Right.
How can I get my hands on a defibrillator? What do I need to know, or what resources can I reach out to learn more about that?
Absolutely. I mean, the statistic is that 9 out of 10 cardiac arrests happen outside of a medical environment. So that's exactly what you're talking about, Katie. I mean, you can go to the American Heart Association website and there is resources. There is an amazing team locally in the Buffalo chapter to help you make those connections. So that's my number one recommendation is reach out. There's a lot of work to be done still on that level,
Yep.
but certainly we've got a great team locally that can help direct you a little bit better. But, that learning CPR is simple for anyone to do.
Because CPR will maintain, but it's that defibrillator
That is required. It's the combination of those critical steps.
Kudos to you, though,
Yeah.
for taking your story
Mhm.
and using it to do good in our community. And that's power, right? You're taking something that was
Yeah.
so traumatic for you and turning it into triumph for so many other people who can learn from
Mhm.
your story. And
Wow.
here we are. I mean, you're literally, I have chills thinking about
I
this.
know.
Like you're trying
It's-
to do
it's
good for our
amazing.
community. It's really commendable. It's beautiful when you think about it. And the fact that you're able to so bravely stand up here and say your truth,
Mhm.
what happened to you, it can only help to serve and keep people informed.
And do you know what it makes me think too, when you're saying too, here I am, a busy mom running around this. We need to speak to that when it comes to women,
Yeah.
because I feel like so often we're managing the doctor's appointments, the school, the groceries, the dinner, the this.
Oh,
the
you mean
this.
you're running a household?
You're you're doing, and then you're working on top of it a lot of the time. Like,
Absolutely.
and, we love our partners, but sometimes women it's just a role that we take on a lot. So can you speak to what message would you want to get to other women, especially on this day where we're wearing red, to get that message out there? And what would you say to them based off your experience?
I have to remind my close friends, my strangers all the time that, I mean, as moms, though, we're only as good as our own health. I couldn't care for my newborn baby when I came home from the hospital. I couldn't lift him. I had a 2-year-old. You cannot be a mother. You cannot care for your kids unless you're healthy yourself.
Mhm.
So it's as simple as, knowing your numbers, your blood pressure, your weight. It's some better health lifestyle choices. Take that walk on your lunch break. You know, personally, I'm working full time. I manage, you know, a department. I'm a leader in my community. But I take that walk on my lunch break, and I have a group that does that with me.
That's
so,
great.
you know, support each other,
Mm.
kind of encourage. Maybe instead of meeting for a drink, you meet for a walk and catch up. Bring your strollers with you. Just kind of incorporate those heart healthy habits. But most importantly, if you feel something is wrong, you know, it's not necessarily the throbbing chest pain that you hear about. It could be pain in your shoulders, your neck, your back, nausea. You know, maybe feeling like your temperature is off. Just, it's better to be safe than sorry. Go to a doctor, give them a call, get yourself checked out.
Yeah.
Did you
As
feel
simple as
any
that.
of these things?
I don't remember. That's the thing. And that's
Yeah.
what my message is again,
Right.
I could have felt a lot of things
Sure.
that day, but
Mhm.
how would I have known? I
Right.
was running around like a crazy person trying to do it all. And you just don't think about yourself. But
Okay. Let me ask you that. Do you now take a step back and say, I need to make time for me?
I do. I mean, and I try to showcase those healthier habits to my kids. So, I mean, I'll be honest with you, my health journey has really been a struggle since that day. I've had open heart surgery. I've
Oh my
had
God.
4 different devices. At this moment, I am totally dependent on a pacemaker to beat my heart. There's 11 scars under here
Oh my
from all of
gosh.
the surgeries. So my journey, you know, there's times when I'm trying to get to my son's baseball game and I can barely walk to the field because my heart's not cooperating, and I'm about to,
Mm.
you know, adventure into a newer procedure that just I'm not expecting. So in the moments when I'm feeling well, you know, like right now, for example, I prioritize going and doing some weightlifting at the gym, which I can do. And I might drag one of my kids in their homework with me just so that they can see mom really focusing on herself and trying to incorporate those healthy lifestyle choices.
for you.
But
And
it's
seeing that and seeing my, you know what I mean? It's not just hearing it, right? It's when I'm watching my mom do
Yeah.
this, like
Yes.
even if I'm sitting there doing my homework,
Modeling the behavior.
exactly, then you're picking up on that. That's
Good for
amazing.
you. God
Yeah.
bless you
it's
for
a
saying
balance
that.
for sure, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, life is just so busy, and you know, I get stuck in these moments. But I have to stop and realize that that moment, you know, my life was saved by total bystander CPR. Those, you know, they are my heroes.
Ugh.
Chris, Peggy, Bill, they are my absolute heroes. And that's my motto. You never know when you're going to be someone's hero. It's so simple to, you know, us as humans now, we are responsible. You never know for
Mhm.
true.
saving someone's life. It could be someone next to you. We talk
Right.
about sports games for our kids and young athletes. That's also the number one cause of death in young athletes is a cardiac arrest.
Well, and we saw with Damar Hamlin the idea
Yeah.
that CPR and that defibrillator really are super important. And it's so important to have that knowledge and that understanding of why this can save a life. And so how can we get involved? Go Red for Women. What's the message on this day? Well, you asked that question about what the message is on this day.
Today.
How do we get involved?
You know what? Heart.org, Go Red Buffalo.
Okay, /Go Red Buffalo.
/Go Red.
/Go Red Buffalo.
We'll get our producer will put that at the bottom of the
Okay,
screen for
good.
us here. Mhm.
because we know there's a dinner coming up at the end of the month.
There's a dinner coming up at the end of the month. You can participate in that. There's still tickets available, but you can actually just donate straight to the cause. You can jump on the website. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So much of the money goes back into the Buffalo community, truly, in the programs that we offer. You know, thankful to Damar,
Yeah.
you know, for helping to bring more knowledge
I mean, that
locally.
and when that happened too, you know, I really feel like that maybe opened everybody's eyes
Oh,
because
yeah.
we had this powerful, strong athlete. I mean,
Young
these guys are
man.
the top athletes in the world, right? And then this happening, we see it could happen, like you're saying, anywhere to anybody.
Linda, there's a lot in the comments here.
I know. I
and
want to read
people-
through some of them. They're so
People
nice.
are truly thanking
Okay.
you. This one coming in from Erin. She says, as a heart transplant recipient, your story is so powerful. Thank you for sharing with us. Kathy says, moms definitely need to spend more time doing self-care. It's so hard to find time. but it's necessary.
Yeah, and this is our boss, Aaron, saying, I've got chills and tears. Thank God for earthly angels. And I want to pull up Linda's comment too, just because here's possibly another resource. Talking to your legislator, she's talking about how her church got a grant for a defibrillator through legislator John Mills. So maybe
Interesting.
that's another avenue that you could take too.
Real quick,
Yes.
as we kind of wrap up here, how's Claire doing? I mean, she was in the back seat of all of this.
Do you have the two kids?
I have the 2 kids.
Okay.
They sort of laugh. They're, mom's telling her story again, but that's the point of it. Tell it over and over again. You never know who might be watching today and, has a daughter who's a young mom. Your aunts, your sisters, your friends, we all have women in our lives, and we can all just make that phone call and just say, hey, have you thought about yourself today? How have you been feeling? Claire and Logan certainly know mom's story.
That's
and
my son too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I know they're amazing, and they are actually genetically positive for my condition as well.
Wow.
Now we don't know how the condition will progress, but it's not just about mom's health now.
Yeah.
I am, possibly going on this journey with both of my kids. So there's a lot in my future when it comes to heart health. I'll never stop sharing my story and being an advocate for, Go Red for Women. And
Shout it from the rooftops,
Yeah.
because honestly, this is what is going to make people pay attention. When you hear these personal stories and you get to experience this through somebody else, I think that really sets the tone. When you're talking about, I'm driving down Transit Road, how many times have we driven down
No
Transit
kidding.
Road? How many times have you driven with your child in the backseat or a child, you know what I
Well,
mean?
It's the whole, if you see something, say something kind
Absolutely,
of thing,
yes.
right? If not for this man who saw something and kind of
Mm.
drove you off the road,
Mhm.
right?
dragged you out of the car and started CPR, I mean,
The
who knows what would
series-
have happened?
We hear
Right,
such
exactly.
bad
It's
things
crazy. It's
on a day-to-day
crazy.
basis
Yes.
that you hear something great like that happening. It just kind of restores your faith,
Yeah,
right?
sure does.
Mhm.
We're so grateful for you for sharing your story.
Thank you, Linda.
Frankly, I got to be putting this out there. The fact that you are able to get out of bed in the morning and share all of this so openly is a powerful tool, and it just speaks volume of your character, Linda. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. And there's a lot that we're doing to support why I'm here today. So that's why I'm going to continue to show up until I can't. So, Ed and Katie, thank you for having
Of
me.
course.
Oh,
That's the
we're
spirit.
thrilled. I know.
I
love
love
it.
a strong spirit like that.
No kidding. So now we've all learned different ways that we can help. Learn CPR, learn about getting a defibrillator at different places.
Mhm.
Just have those conversations with our family and friends.
Logan and Claire are lucky to have you as a mom.
Thank you.
You're really special, and really modeling that behavior for them is so important as well. So thank you for being here. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Linda.
you.
All right, go Red.
Go Red!
Go Bills.
Yeah, exactly.
Jordan's right there. She's got
Okay.
you covered. Thank you, Linda. Anna, good to see you.
I'll see you
Appreciate
guys on the 26th.
I'll see you then.
I'm going to be
Thank you.
emceeing their event.
Do you
hosting
love
their
her or
events, yes.
what?
Awesome.
Oh
God,
my
driving
gosh.
down Transit Road with your baby, they're like,
Can you imagine?
I
I
know.
mean, you talk about
mhm.
somebody
Oh, you
who
want me to take it with
is
me today?
doing it all.
How about you and I hear a lot of
I'm
stories.
just like, I just can't even.
We hear a lot of stories on a day-to-day basis, but she's telling her story and here's the two of us.
I know. What is wrong with us?
No, I
Our
mean,
jaws
it
are
was
open and
such
on
a-
the ground.
Such a story. Oh, I forgot about you.
Yes, it's all good.
Forgot that we were bringing in Erin Mankowski. But oh my gosh, did you hear her story? You probably didn't get to hear because you were in the other room.
Yeah.
Ed and I were just like
In awe.
in awe.
Yeah, well, I knew it was something because I did not hear much of
Yeah, correct.
Ed.
Driving down.
What are you trying to say, Mikowski?
Oh,
Sometimes your
Edward.
voice travels.
Yes.
So I knew that
I have a lot to say.
something was going on. Plus, they were like, we want you in to do the weather. And I'm like, all right, well, it's 8:18. So I literally was
Yeah.
just about to go grab a snack. And Jordan's like, get in there. I'm
How
like,
about we
"Oh."
both turn? We're like, oh yeah, we forgot about you.
Yeah.
Well,
Mankowski.
but
No.
just the idea that somebody can be so transparent.
Amazing.
That always inspires me.
I'll
So
have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it was a fantastic story. But here's something else that somebody also brought in when we're talking about heart health. We're talking about these kind of things. This is the time of year where we see people have issues because of the
Snow
cold,
shoveling.
because of the snow,
Yeah.
and it is another added layer to keep in mind. So we have Erin here too because we're talking about some real dangerous cold that's coming this weekend, Erin.
Yeah, cold is very dangerous. And, there's a thing called the storm event database that you look at after there's a snowstorm, and it'll show you how much the storm cost and if there were any deaths. And a lot of times you'll see, deaths one or two, unfortunately.
Right.
And then you read it and it'll say, shoveling exertion.
Right.
And it's unfortunately a common thing. If you all of a sudden you're lifting that heavy snow
I know.
and it's cold out, then you get warm, so it's really taxing on your body. Let's take a look at our winter weather headlines for today. And we're gonna have light snow. We have snow right now. We had an accident on the 190 by Whitehaven in Grand Island. Now we get an accident on the 198 by Parkside. So we're starting to see the snow stick. Roads are getting a little bit slippery. Well, it'll be very windy, very snowy and frigid tonight. And on Saturday, you're looking at wind chills 15 to 30 degrees below zero. Winter weather advisory is in effect through 7 p.m. on Saturday for everyone except Allegheny County for about 2 to 5 inches of snow. Well, blowing snow that'll really make for some difficult travel, especially tonight. Extreme cold warning Saturday through Sunday morning. South of Buffalo, wind chills, about 30 degrees below zero. Buffalo northward, wind chills 15 to 24 degrees below zero. Those are the parameters there for the extreme cold advisory. Bottom line, really, no matter where you are, it's going to be cold and extremely cold and at times a little snowy. We have that snow from the Falls to Buffalo down toward Evans, go on to Dunkirk as these snow showers continue to move eastward and fill in across the area. Winds will increase, gusting around 25 miles per hour later today, then gusting over 40 miles per hour tonight, gusting around 25 to 40 miles per hour on Saturday, making for some extremely cold wind chills. Now today, it'll feel like it's in the teens this afternoon. Tomorrow morning, wind chill readings 20 to 30 degrees below zero. And that's how it's going to stay during the day on Saturday and even Sunday morning. Still, wind chills 10 to 20 below zero. They're looking at dangerously cold weather through the weekend. Right now outside, we have a temperature of 19 degrees. You can see that snow is coming down.
Okay, so what's the bottom line here? I mean, realistically, when we're talking wind chills and the real feel of negative 30 in some places.
Oh God.
Can you, what is that? Like, what?
I know, really. What? Like, we don't see an extreme cold warning all too often. So if you have anything exposed, you could get frostbite in less than 15 minutes, especially across the southern tier. You were talking, hey, think about going skiing this weekend. Well, if you ski, you have great equipment.
Sure.
If you have borderline equipment, you may want to invest in something a little bit better.
Right.
Go talk to them at the ski shops there in Ellicottville and say, hey, what do I need to survive skiing? Because the conditions are fantastic. But tomorrow, you're talking winds 30, maybe 40 miles per hour with a temperature close to zero in Ellicottville. So, if the wind chill's 30 below and you have anything exposed, you could have some permanent damage.
Well, people are going to try to get out too, and we're getting a couple inches of snow. They're going to try to shovel their sidewalks, shovel their driveways, maybe snow blow. You got to time that and be super bundled up.
Yeah, and I have the ski mask now because you have the snow and it's blowing all over the place. Yesterday it was snow blowing. I got that snow like down my. You ever get that? It goes down your neck. Oh, that was the worst. But you just your mom. Hey, good morning. Stay
Smart.
inside.
Yeah.
You have plans for Saturday. Just be prepared to, with the blowing snow, you'll have reduced visibilities. And then, of course, as you get to your destination, you've got to get into it.
Right.
And you don't want to really dilly-dally and be outside for any length of time.
I was
Dilly-dallying.
outside yesterday morning at the water main break.
Yes.
And it was okay until about 7 o'clock. The wind started blowing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 7 degrees outside yesterday morning.
Yeah.
The wind started blowing and you felt it.
Mhm.
I mean, that was painful to be out there for as long as we were. But,
And that was like a -2 wind chill yesterday.
yeah, I can only imagine what it's going to be over the weekend.
That's why I'm glad you're bringing that up. Because, you were bundled up. You had the big pants on, and you had the hat on. But, your cheeks are all red. And you just have to be very careful because, we really don't see stuff like this too often. And everyone's going to be around 15 to 30 degrees below zero.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so Rachel was mentioning her dog, getting the dogs in and out, get the pets in and out, get the kids in and out.
Mhm.
They can't regulate their temperature like adults can.
Right.
And
Thankfully, there's no school tomorrow because I would say they would be canceled with an extreme.
hey, guess
cold
what, kids?
warning.
You don't have to go to school tomorrow.
School's canceled.
But
We're
you know
doing it
what?
for you.
There could be
Full
some,
day.
there could be some cancellations. I did see an event that was supposed to be outside that was postponed to the end of February, a scouting event. So if you do
That's
have
smart.
something that's supposed to happen tomorrow, I would expect there will be some things that are not going to happen just because it's dangerously cold. If your car were to break down and you had to go, walk around somewhere, that would be very difficult.
So have that stuff in the car too.
No doubt.
Have a little, your
Your weather
kits.
gear. Yeah.
Yep, your blankets, all that good stuff.
All right, Aaron. Thank
All right,
you.
guys.
Thanks,
So
buddy.
let's get back on TV. I want to bring in Shirley's comment here because I think this is really important to just highlight, especially on this Go Red for Women Day. We heard from Linda say that she didn't remember
Sure.
what was going on when she had her cardiac arrest. So Shirley says she had a heart attack. I just felt a little woozy.
Mhm.
reached for a glass of water, passed out, and dropped the glass. Luckily, my
Wow.
doctor had me wearing a life jacket, and it shocked me like a defibrillator.
They say a lot of the time too, men and women experience things differently. And I've read a lot that women will feel really nauseous, but the nausea could be a symbol of having a heart attack. And we talk about arm pain too. Remember you hear
In
that
the
a lot?
left, in the left, right? How many times do I go, Katie, my left arm hurts?
Well, we can't count that because it's just nonsense. You've never heard ailments like Ed has. Thank God I'm here, people, because like he'd be in the
back down.
hospital every other day.
Well, yeah, because I feel like, to her point, like, you've got to be your best advocate, and if something
do.
doesn't feel right or if something doesn't feel good,
You do.
then you have to speak up for yourself.
Correct. However, you should not diagnose yourself with appendicitis on the wrong side repeatedly. My one girlfriend's a nurse, and I was like, Ed is feeling pain here. She's like, wrong side. But truthfully, no. If you feel like something is wrong, and I totally understand her, like having a baby a few months old, and I can't imagine having a toddler on top of it too. Like, I don't
in the back
know.
seat, no less.
I know that there are parents that do that. They have multiple children. I don't know how you guys do it. Honest to God, like you're my heroes. But and then right, of course, having the kid in the backseat. But like, I understand what she's feeling. Where you're just like, I just got to get through the days. I'm tired, but I'm tired. I'm not sleeping. It is what you'll excuse stuff away.
We're going to pause here for just a moment. We're going to let Aaron do traffic and weather together as we merge in with our TV viewers, because it's going to be frigid, as you just heard. We need to let them know what's going on here with that 7 weather forecast and traffic together. Here's Aaron. Before I take it back, we've got a couple more seconds to talk.
Okay, here's Aaron.
Here we go.
Okay, good morning, everyone. We are checking out the NITEC cameras right now. We've had a couple of accidents, and this is a new one. This is on the 198 West at Parkside Avenue in Buffalo, where the center lane is closed. So the 198, you're going very slowly westbound at Parkside. You got the center lane closed, so you got to scooch around a car that is blocking the center lane. So just a heads up in that area, as we do have some issues right there this morning. We're going to take a look at our weather headlines, and you can see the feels like forecast for tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in just a second. But first, let me get you out the door. We have the light snow. We'll have that light snow off and on today with an inch or two of accumulation. Windy, snowy, and frigid tonight. Wind chills about 30 degrees below zero in some spots this weekend. Winter weather advisory through 7 p.m. for all of Western New York except for Allegheny County. Extreme cold warning Saturday through Sunday morning for areas south of Buffalo. Buffalo northward, extreme cold advisory this weekend. Checking out the radar. There's that snow moving across the area right now. Light snow from Albion toward Niagara Falls, now moving into Batavia, Arcade over towards Springville, Gowanda, and Dunkirk as this snow continues to move eastward. Currently, 19 degrees with light snow here in downtown Buffalo. Your hourly forecast, we'll have that snow off and on today with temperatures in the mid-20s. We're looking at that feels like forecast tomorrow morning. It'll feel like it's 20 to 30 degrees below zero. During the day on Saturday, about 15 to 25 degrees below zero. And still Sunday morning, about 10 to 20 below zero. That's what it's going to feel like. Today, light to moderate snow, an inch or two across the area by later today with a high of 26. So not a lot of snow, but enough to cover up the roads. And we are seeing they're getting a little bit slick with a few accidents. Extreme cold tonight, overnight lows near zero with winds gusting over 40 miles per hour. Saturday, we're in the single digits. Sunday, near 10, near 20 on Monday. Back in the 30s Tuesday and Wednesday.
Come to me for more advice.
Captain Bean. So funny.
Yes.
Anyway, Ryan says, I'm one of 7. Still don't know how my parent did it.
I don't know. Because I think we have 1 and done.
0.
And I don't know. I just can't imagine, like, with all the times that I'm following Logan, like, no, not the dog bowl, not the dog bowl, not the dog bowl, not this, not the, the cords. They always want everything so dangerous. I can't even imagine having to watch the second one on top of it.
Do you know what's so funny?
Oh my God, Shirley's
Shirley,
parents had 12 kids.
Jesus. Oh my God. Yeah. So we have a dog, and sometimes I'm like, Russ, can't you just let the dog out? I already let her out twice. And he's like, no, you let the dog out. I'm like, no, you let the dog out. We would not be good parents. We would not be good parents.
How about my dog yesterday?
Oh my gosh.
I came home and he somehow, I'll have to put this picture up for you guys. He somehow got himself stuck in Logan's playpen. Couldn't get out.
Doggy jail.
Like stuck in there.
Have a great day.
What is my life?